Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rahmi Pane with student number 2024-22019, and in this video I will explain my neural network practical assignment using the multi-layer perceptron algorithm. The objective of this project is to build a classification model that can predict whether a patient has heart disease based on medical attribute. I will explain each step from loading the dataset to evaluating the final model. First, I imported the libraries needed in this project. I use Pandas and NumPy for data processing, Matplotlib and Seaborn for data visualization, and several modules from scikit-learn such as train test split, standard scalar, LP classifier, grid search CV, and evaluation metric. These libraries provide everything needed to build and evaluate the neural network model. Next, I load the heart disease prediction dataset using the RescueSP function. After that, I display the first 5 rows using it to check whether the dataset has been loaded correctly and to get an overview of the available feature. The dataset contains several medical attributes such as age, blood pressure, cholesterol level, maximum heart rate, and heart disease status. Next, in this step, I examine the dataset using the info and describe function. The info function show the number of row, column, data types, and whether there are missing value. Main will describe provide statistical information such as the mean, minimum value, maximum value, and standard deviation for each numerical feature. This helps use better understand the characteristic of the dataset before build the model. Before training the model, preprocessing was performed. First, I check for missing value and duplicate data. The results show that the data set had no missing value and no duplicate record. Then I converted the target column heart disease from this value, namely presence and absence, into numerical value 1 and 0. This conversion is necessary because the neural network model only accept numerical input. Next, exploratory data analysis. I performed exploratory data analysis or EDA. First, I display the distribution of the target class using a Sion plot. The graph show that the number of patient with and without heart disease is relative balanced. Then I display histogram for all features to observe the distribution of each variable. From this visualization, we can see that each feature has a different range and distribution. Finally, I create a correlation heat map to examine the relationship between variables. The heat map help identify which feature have storage correlation with the target variable. Exploratory data analysis is important because it provides a better understanding of the dataset before the training process begin. And the next feature selection and data split. After completing EDA, I separate the dataset into feature and the target variable. The feature variable contain all medical attributes, while the target variable represent whether the patient has heart disease. Next, I split the dataset into 70% training data and 30% testing data using the train test split function. The training data is used to train the model, while the testing data is used to evaluate its performance. Next, data standardization. Before training the neural network, I standardize the data using standard scalar. This process transforms all features to have a similar scale with a mean close to 0 and a standard deviation close to 1. Data standardization is important because neural networks generally perform better when the input features have similar scales. And the next, building the neural network model. In this step, I built the neural network model using MLP classifier. To obtain the best model, I use Grid Search CV to test several combinations of hyperparameter. The parameter include the hidden layer configuration, activation function, optimization solver, linear strategies, and the maximum number of training iteration. Crowdsourced CV automatically evaluate each combination using 5-fold cross-validation and select the model with the highest accuracy. After the training process, the best parameter combination is displayed and used for prediction. Next, I use the train model to predict the testing data. Then I evaluate the model using the three evaluation method. The first is accuracy, which measures the overall prediction performance in this project. The model achieves an accuracy of approximately 7.65%. The second evaluation is the confusion metric, which shows the number of correct and incorrect prediction for each class. And finally, I use the classification report, which provides the Bayesian recall. Next, I will present my practical assignment on learning of the reinforcement learning algorithm. The objective of this project is to train and again to find the best path in a maze environment by learning from reward and penalties. First, I imported the required libraries. I use NumPy for numerical and computation, Matplotlib and Seaborn for visualization, and the random library to support the exploration process during training. These libraries are sufficient to build and visualize the learning model. Next, I create a maze environment with a 6 of 6 by 6. In this maze, 0 represent an empty path, 1 represent an obstacle, and 2 represent the goal step. This maze refers the environment where the agent learn how to move from the starting position to the destination while avoiding obstacles. The next, after creating in the environment, I define the learning parameter. The learning rate is set to 0.8, which control how much new information update the Qtable. The discount factor is 0.95, allowing the agent to consider future reward. The epsilon value is 0.2, meaning the agent still has a 20% chance to explore random action. And finally, the training process runs for 2000 efforts. Next, I define 4 possible actions for the agent moving up, down, left, and right. Then I initialize the Qtable with 0. The Qtable stores the value of every possible action for each step. At the beginning, all values are 0 because the agent has not learned anything about the environment. And the next step, conversion and reward. In this step, I create function to convert between the state index and the maze coordination. This makes it easier for the program to identify the current position of the agent. I also create a reward function. The agent receives a reward of the 100 when it reaches the goal, negative 100 when it has an obstacle, and negative 1 for every normal movement. This reward system encourage the agent to find the shortest and safest path to the goal. And the next, training the learning model. The next step is the training process. During each epoch, the agent start from the initial state and causes and action using the epsilon gradient strategy. Sometimes the agent explores by causing a random action, and sometimes it exploits by selecting the action with the highest key value. After moving to the next step, the agent receives a reward and update the queue table using the queue learning update equation. This process continues until the agent reaches the goal state or encounters an obstacle. After repeating this process for 2000 epochs, the queue table gradually stores better values, allowing the agent to learn the optimal path. The next, after training is complete, the agent select the action with the highest key value at each step to generate the best path toward the goal. The resulting path shows that the agent has successfully learned how to reach the destination efficiently. I also display a heart map of the key values. The heart map help visualize and learning result. State closer to the goal generally have higher key values because they provide greater future reward. This indicates that the learning process was successful. In conclusion, both practical segments were successfully completed. The neural network model was able to classify heart disease with good accuracy, while the learning algorithm successfully learned the optimal path to reach the goal in the maze environment. Through this practical segment, I gained a better understanding of two different machine learning approach: supervised learning with neural network and reinforcement learning with Q-learning. These activities also help me understand the importance of data preparation, model training, parameter tuning, and performance evaluation in building intelligent system. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.